I'm stepping on the scene like I never did reply. I ain't gotta justify, I'm cool. Tear down, tear down, tear down, tear down, tear down. Boosted on my cardio, I used to get.
It's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Tonight we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Prescott off play action. He's got the hook up here to Deshaun Jackson. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Prescott. Got his man there, complete to Gallup. Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. They run it for the first time with Tony Pollard. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Play fake. Here's Prescott. Over the middle, complete. That's Schultz. Touchdown! Dalton Schultz, his first touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Well, these guys scored touchdown after touchdown in that win a week ago. So how do they come out this week? Same way. They got that momentum going, a touchdown on the opening drive.
I think it's safe to say that they're in a groove, isn't it? I mean, a lot of times we've seen where teams have scored a ton of points the week before. The very next week struggle to score almost as if they used it all up. Not in this case. This group appears locked in.
We're going to have to make some adjustments if you're on the other side of that football. And it'll come out to the 20. He will not attempt to return. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. First carry for the former Pro Bowler, Josh Jacobs. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 17 yards and a 1st down for Philly.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? 2nd and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy 1st down. That's into a crowd and intercepted. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
Now following the interception, here's Newton. He finds his man, complete. That's Ferguson.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
Now a play fake, and it's Newton. He's got his man. It's Gallup. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A very solid gain of 27.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
They'll try to run it in, going option right. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Cam on the option. Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out. And it's picked up by the Eagles.
And give some credit to the defense. They forced the big play, knocked the ball free from him, but that's a cardinal sin by the quarterback. Know where you are on the field. And he just gave up at a minimum 3 points.
Instead of getting down, takes the contact. The turnover ensues. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Running the ball can be a struggle in this part of the field. In fact, it's a perfect spot for defenders to pin their ears back and try and work upfield, and they capture him for a loss.
On 2nd and 11 now. Hurts. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
And that's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish it as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first 10.
He rifles one that's intercepted.
Sauce Gardner picks it off. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football. Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career. He parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection. And now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the sixth sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Newton. And his ball is caught by Lamb. Touchdown, Dallas. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And the lead now stands at 13. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A.J. Brown 65 yards.
And the Eagles are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6.
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. And that'll make it 13-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
3-2, their record through the first 5 games of the year as they got the victory last week. It's still early, just October, but what have you seen from these guys so far?
Well, what I've seen is a team that's still figuring out all their pieces because they've got some new faces from a year ago and in some new draft picks. Sometimes it takes a month or so before you really start to gel as a team and for those players to figure out their roles. But right now,
thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox.
And the Eagles are going to get possession of the football as time will run out on this first quarter of play.
An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Jacobs going to try the middle.
Micah Parsons, the linebacker, in on the tackle.
not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
19 Tigers.
Second down, Jacobs once more.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. 9 yards on the play there, and it'll set them up 1st and goal.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
50 Bobcats.
Throwing is Hurts.
And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. A.J. Brown, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year.
And the Eagles are an extra point away from capturing the lead.
Elliott good with a PAT. And with it, his guys take the lead here by a point. After the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. So out of bounds on the punt, and the spot will be, the side judge says, right at the 35-yard line here. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done, because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
18 Rattler. 19 tight.
Here's Hurts to throw. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack.
Micah Parsons showing off that elite athleticism as he gets the sack.
But that's what they have to do more of defensively, not just getting sacks, but they have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey.
Check mash.
Hurts. Looking here for Smith downfield.
And Hurts is intercepted, his 3rd of the game. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and pump the football.
He finds his target. It's Schultz. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one goes for 24 yards.
Dalton Schultz really built on his 2020 when he sees the Cowboys starting job in 2021. 78 catches were 3rd in the league for tight ends. He's locked himself in as one of the Cowboys' main pieces on offense. They'll go to him every chance they get.
And this ball is caught by Lamb. Touchdown, Dallas. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years, with the arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
Marr on for the extra point. He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And able to get this out to the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner, they can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
That one goes for 30 yards. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half.
Let's go!
They'll throw on first down with Hurts. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
70, Hurt. Right there, Hurt.
On 2nd and 10, Hurts. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
They'll look to throw again. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And Unable to connect. Incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, their first 2 drives yielded touchdowns, so there's no reason for them to feel like they have to pull back on the reins. They pushed it downfield, looking for another one right there. Didn't get it, but we know they're going to continue to be bold.
18, 5 here. 19 right.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. Open man, that's Devontae Smith. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they pick up a big chunk of yards to boot. 18 of them. What a time for his first catch as they get the conversion on 4th. So the drive stays alive after the 4th down conversion. 1st and 10 inside the 30. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
It's going to be a gain of 6 on the keeper, but it leads to a 3rd down.
Now that's what he can do, when he keeps the football. It's not a huge gain, but it shows how hard it can be to stop it.
Yeah, and I thought the defense had that one pretty well contained, and in fact, they probably came up and felt pretty good about what they did. Then they looked up and realized he still got good yardage out of it. He's a tough guy to stop. That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
Check contact, check contact.
They're going on 4th down with Hurts.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A.J. Brown on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Eagles have tied the ball game with a chance to take the lead into the locker room.
Elliott good on the extra point. And that will give him the lead here as we get on towards halftime.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. This one fielded at the 5. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Throwing is Newton.
Able to hit his target, Lamb.
And he'll be corralled right around the 34. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. A final shot before the break. Newton.
And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47.
So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the 3rd quarter gets underway.
And this will not be returned, so the 2nd half begins with a touchback.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
And they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
But first down, Hurts. He's going deep for Brown. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. No, they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Cowboy 80. Head the street. Head the street.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there. And it's second down.
Going with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
70 Ranger. 70 Ranger. Don't check. Don't check.
They'll look to throw. And this is caught by Watkins. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
From the gun, it's Hurts. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, the criticism is that he overthrew his man, but yeah, give him credit. He also didn't risk an interception with that type of a throw. Because of that, they still have a chance to put some points on the board.
Ready, ready. Hurt.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Leighton Vander Esch. And the Cowboys are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now Newton. That's into the hands of Gallup over the middle. And all the way to the 25 before he's hit and dropped. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I like what they tried to do there. They didn't get a completed pass downfield, but they came up with a momentum play. A big-time gain on the previous snap, came right back and threw one deep, hoping to catch them on their heels.
Newton's throw there caught by Gallup, and he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. To throw is Newton. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11. Here's Brian Anger now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time.
46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. This is brought in at the 21. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Eagles will have it taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And the last time out, they had the good drive going. You get in the red zone, they throw the interception. Not their first pick of the game either, so we'll see if they're more careful, more cautious here on this drive.
Yeah, nothing worse than repeat mistakes, right? You end up coughing the ball up, you end up throwing a pick, everything goes awry. And now, points don't go up on the board. I just heard a fan scream out, I thought the idea was to score points. Yeah, they're getting a little restless too.
And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's 2nd down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They go play action with Hurts.
He'll hit Watkins on the crossing route. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 35. A gain of 18 and a new set of downs.
Top 50, top 50.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts.
And now here's another interception. Picked up by Malik Hooker.
And the Cowboys are going to take over at their own 41.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber?
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick.
And the Eagles are going to have it here just past the 25. Well, their defense got him the football with an interception. They trot out there, Charles, in the very first play. They give the football right back.
Brandon, I almost expect you coming like an auctioneer. We got 2, we got 2. Do I hear 3? Remember, it was 2 in a row. Would we hit 3 in a row? Because these offenses, they got to be a little bit more careful as they go forward. These defenders, they're locked in and really focused.
Let's go now.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Liking 18.
Play action. Here's Hurts.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Go, Reed, go. Panther 11, Panther 11.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Airing it out deep for Smith. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. The Eagles send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. That's fielded at the 8-yard line.
And that'll go as a 57-yard punt with a return of 12.
And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead.
And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Going to run again here with Pollard.
Taken down at the 42.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. They fake the give. Newton. takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Running for it. Here's Peterson. And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down.
4th and 2 in the NFL, not ordinarily a running down anymore. Usually that ball's moved through the air. They went ahead and gave it to the back, and he ends up picking up the first down. I'm not sure if they fooled him as much as they just did a nice job executing.
Needed 2, and they got 3. He's got his man. It's Gallup.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. They run over center with Peterson. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down with a nice little gain. This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. They'll fake the handoff. Now Newton. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Ferguson.
And he will have a Cowboys first down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And he tries to keep the legs churning, but he's going to be stopped behind the line. They go back to Pollard on 2nd down. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. That's Crosby in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And they've got a 4th down now in a game that, to be honest, has been pretty much everything we could have asked for. The kick by Marr is good. And they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes.
So he waited on the sideline for his first chance of the ball game, and it didn't come until the 4th quarter, but he connects there. A big one to give him the lead.
Boy, you talk about coming in cold. I don't care how many times you kick it into a net. You're not really ready when you go out there and all that beef is coming at you trying to block the kick. Big spot, and he delivers.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during the series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Boy, he ran free there after the catch as that winds up going for 38.
Left thing, 19. Hey, check that. Street.
Back to throw.
And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. Sauce Gardner picks it off, and the Cowboys have just about sewn up this football game.
Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Newton's going to throw it.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Newton. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
And the Eagles are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Back to throw. And this is caught. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead.
It'll be Hurts on the option.
And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Cut back team. 79 Broncos.
He'll look to throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys have just about sewn up this football game.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And still 2 timeouts defensively, but even if they choose to use those, 3 kneel downs should be enough to get out of here with a victory.
And that's exactly what's being stated into the head coach's headset. Oftentimes they have a guy upstairs who monitors this at the end of the game. Little clock management 101.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot and forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that you can't possess the football and turn it into a catch.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Newton to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick.
And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football.
Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used the calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. That clock had run awfully low. Now, obviously, no hesitation. Bring out the field goal unit. Try to win it.
And no one happier about that clock stopping than the field goal unit. Now they can take their time, get set, and try and execute what they need for the game-winning field goal.
And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game.
Come on.
And now they're going to get the timeout. So a huge play has them in field goal range with a chance to possibly send this one to OT. Right now, everything resting on the right foot of Jake Elliott. The clock showing just 1 tick. This for the win. And no, wide left. It's no good. And a tough finish to this one. Well, Charles, coaches always talk after losses about putting that behind you and moving on. But in a case like this, when you could have won it with a chip shot field goal and you miss it, that is going to sting for a little while, isn't it?
Some are tougher to put behind you than others, right? We always talk about compartmentalizing. Where's the rule coach always about 24-hour rule after a game, and then you move on. That's tough because that was a very makeable field goal. In fact, I think you and I were both just shocked that he did knock it through the post, and they end up walking off the field losers.
So for Dallas, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And they'll return home next week to take on the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2-4 now on the year. And now they'll head to the bye week